Hi guys, welcome back. This week we are doing a series about hymns and stories behind them. And today we are talking about the hymn, Take My Life and Let It Be. The first stanza of this hymn says, Take my life and let it be, consecrated Lord to thee. Take my hands and let them move at the impulse of thy love. This hymn was written by a woman called Frances Ridley Havergal. She was born in 1836 in England, and she was a very gifted person. She was a musician and a writer, and who wrote hymns, but also poems and devotionals. At the age of 3, she could read. At the age of 4, she started memorizing the Bible. At the age of 7, she started to write poetry, and at the age of 14, she consecrated her life to Jesus. In addition to Latin, Greek, and Hebrew, she learned many modern languages. She had a very thorough training in linguistics and music, and she was a pianist and a singer. So she was a very accomplished person. She was also a very devoted student, Bible student, and she memorized the New Testaments, the Psalms, Isaiah, and the minor prophets. Even though she was highly cultured and educated, she still maintained a very simple faith, and she had a very disciplined prayer life. It is said that she never wrote a line before praying over it first. And she wrote about how she came up with this hymn herself. So I would just like to read to you her account. She says, "Perhaps you will be interested to know the origin of the consecration hymn, Take My Life and Let It Be. I went for a little visit of 5 days. There were 10 persons in the house, some unconverted and long prayed for, and some that were converted but not rejoicing Christians. He, God, gave me the prayer, Lord, give me all in this house. And he did. Before I left the house, everyone had got a blessing. The last night of my visit after I retired, the governess asked me to go to see the 2 daughters. They were crying. But then and there, both of them trusted and rejoiced. It was nearly midnight. I was too happy to sleep and passed most of the night in praise and renewal of my own consecration. And these little verses formed themselves and chimed in my heart one after the other till they finished with ever, only, all for thee." And so this hymn is a very great example of her own consecration to God, and give everything that she had, her talent, her hands, her heart, her feet, her whole life to Jesus. And so let's finish with Romans 12 verse 1 that says, "I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service." And so thank you, and see you tomorrow for another stories about another hymn.